Rory McIlroy picked up his first World Golf Championship this week at the Bridgestone Invitational, and he once again is world number one. He overtook Sergio Garcia, who had a 3-shot lead heading into Sunday, so that makes 2 events in the last 3 weeks where Sergio has ended up as McIlroy's runner-up, and Sergio found himself in a less than sparkling situation on Sunday. Sergio's tee shot on the 3rd went a little off course and hit a lady in the hand, which can happen from time to time, but this time it knocked the diamond out of her ring. She was very gracious about it, as was Sergio, who checked on her and signed the ball. Actually, another fan ended up finding the diamond, so all is well that ends well. When Tiger Woods announced that he'd be playing his way back into competitive shape only 12 weeks after surgery, everyone was hoping for an epic comeback, but these things do take time, and unfortunately, he had to withdraw from the Bridgestone Invitational during the final round on Sunday. There were a lot of players wishing Tiger well, from his playing partner Bubba to Brad Fritsch, who tweeted, "My experience with back pain/injury, the first few months, I always wondered, is this the day it comes back? Not fun, get better, Tiger." So Rory McIlroy was clearly the star of the Bridgestone Invitational on Sunday, but there was another little guy that seemed pretty inclined to get some FaceTime. I give you a montage of the squirrel, or as I like to call it, the Squirrel Tage. It looks like the Caddyshack gopher has been replaced by this little guy. He made his first appearance getting as close as he could to Justin Rose on Thursday. Then he was ready for his close-up during the final round. And finally, Mark Leishman had to chase the little guy off the green. Sorry, buddy, maybe you will make it into the field next year. The Web.com Tour is having a Trickshot challenge, and Ben Coles showed off some pretty impressive skill in his own video, and so Brent Witcher and Chris Epperson decided to show their stuff, but it took a couple tries. Brent set up the shot for Chris, but it did not come quite as naturally to these two.
Why can't I do it?
Eventually they got it together and pulled off the trick, but PGA Tour Canada wouldn't let the Web.com guys have all the fun. Drew Evans nailed the top shot flop shot on his first try, and Darren Wallace pulled it off with a driver. Justin Peters increased his practice efficiency, hitting 2 balls at once. Finally, it is officially the final major week of the year. The PGA Championship kicks off on Thursday at Valhalla. Defending champ Jason Duffner tweeted this picture this week saying, "Why was I eating a tuna melt at Funny or Die Studios? Find out next Tuesday, hashtag that's how Duff does it." Funny or Die is Will Ferrell's comedy website, and Will is clearly a huge fan of the Duff, picking him to win the US Open earlier in the season. So check back Tuesday to find out what those two were up to. That's all I have for this week's Trending on Tour. Find me on Twitter to keep the conversation going using hashtag Trending on Tour, and tune in Thursday for a brand new takeaway.